Second time in 2 days. Second time in 2 days. Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston. Today's the 17th of November, 2017. I was on Republic Radio today with Chris Hinckley, the Road Warrior. And I've been on his show a few times. And we were talking about Bitcoin, the Bible, AI, Sophia, geoengineering, 5G, and it got to be, I was on there for 2 hours today. It was a long show, and we had callers call in, and one of the callers said, you guys are going on too long with too many topics. And first of all, he was right. But second of all these topics go together. They all go together. 5G is to chemtrails, is what chemtrails is to AI. AI is to D-Wave, and it all ties into the Bible. So it's very difficult to differentiate between everything and focus on just one thing because they all tie together perfectly. The Large Hadron Collider relies on enormous magnets. Magnets so big that they've been blamed on messing with the Earth's own magnetic shield. One of my subscribers sent me an email a couple of times. I don't have your name in front of me or I would give it. I did on the radio. Barium, strontium, and aluminum are used. Those are the main components that are used in making magnets. Aluminum, barium, and strontium are also very good at making a variation of thermite. When you think about the Lord's promise to us, God's promise to us, to never flood the earth again, the second time would be by fire, it makes me think, is that why they're filling the atmosphere with what could be construed as absolute explosives? It's hard to tell. Are they making the atmosphere an entirely magnetic, 5G controlled supercomputer running everything? When I say supercomputer, I'm talking demonic entities. I don't care what they call Sophia. I don't care what they call any of these robots that Henson makes. The guy used to work, Hanson Robotics. The guy was a prop designer for Disney. Nothing more, nothing less. He made a head, which is now Sophia, that looked like his ex-girlfriend and lab assistant. They took this head and then they presented it to us on Jimmy Kimmel, in self-driving car commercials. They present it to us as the face of AI. AI is nothing more than a voice box for the other dimensional beings that they're contacting with their quantum computers. They say it themselves. This isn't conjecture. This isn't my opinion. Well, it is kind of my opinion, but it's also a good opinion because they tell us specifically, Jordy Rose and the other guy, I can't think of his name off the top of my head, Steve Ladinsky, whatever, have straight up reported time and time again, a long time ago, that they were getting resources from other dimensions and pulling them back. They talk about qubits as though those are little boxes with resources in them. The qubits, the D-Wave, is a quantum computer, or for me and you, it's a Ouija board. They're communicating with other dimensional beings at all times that are giving them all this information, giving them the blueprint on how to undo creation, because that's exactly what they're doing. They polluted the water, the food, the air, the animals, us, the environment, the everything. And they consistently and constantly blame everything on overpopulation. Too many people. 2 million people are being born a week. They never mention how many people die a week. All these people, way too many people, and yet they are so focused on building new robots, things that look identical to humans, but there's too many people. They have built, and I'm sure there's plenty of them in underground labs all over the world, because they show us in movies like Westworld. They have underground caverns full of these AI robots that are nothing more than vessels. Think of the robot as an empty bottle. Think of the D-Wave as a giant tap, and they're opening the tap, they're filling the bottles with demonic entities. For some reason, the restrainer has not been removed yet, and all hell has not broken on earth, because it's coming. It's absolutely coming. So when people get bogged down in all the details, all you need to know is wrap yourself in the full armor of God, because these people are using electronic means. They're messing with our DNA. They're messing with our DNA. They're messing with everything on a molecular level. That ignorant woman in her BMW just beeped at me because I was already in front of her. So I didn't back up. People are great. They are making people to the point where the zombie apocalypse isn't that much of a stretch. It's not that far off. We're pretty much here. Drive down the street any day. Everybody's just driving along and not paying attention. No one knows how to do anything. This world is so skewed right now, I can't even stand it. But the main reason I wanted to stress this video, think what you want, say what you want, whatever. I don't care. I can't help but notice that I put up a video about being a targeted individual, and then suddenly all hell breaks loose. All hell breaks loose. The channel gets censored, community guideline strikes, this, that, the other thing happens, and then magically, suddenly, the electronic harassment ramps up again. It ramps up again. Let me remind you of the first time we were in the Gulf War. The first time we invaded Iraq after we tricked Saddam Hussein into going into Kuwait because we said it was okay. We waited for him to do it, then we attacked him. That's what happened. There were Iraqi soldiers literally surrendering to news helicopters because back then they were openly using chemtrails. They were spraying the sky and then hitting it with electronic pulses that these people were breathing in, and it was causing them to hear voices. It was causing them internal strife. Internal. These guys have literally loaded all of us so that we are, in fact, antennas. And they can use frequencies, they can use microwave, they can use so many different variations on you. Are you ready for that? Because let me tell you from firsthand experience, when they hit you up in the middle of the night, it is hell on earth. It is horrible. Your body starts quaking, or when they hit you with the microwave and your skin starts getting burning hot. Or to those people that hear voices all the time. How many cases have we seen? Are you ready for this? Are you really, really ready for this? Because when this goes full tilt and there's no more hiding and there's no more manipulating the media and it's just straight up happening, I'm wondering, and I got a funny feeling this is what's going to happen, most people that they see as sheep that'll be good batteries, good energy sources, good slaves, when they flip the switch, people aren't even going to remember their life before the time the switch flips. For the rest of us that are considered enemy combatants, they're just going to make us have a heart attack or nuke us or do whatever it exactly is that's going to happen. That's going to make being a targeted individual seem like a walk in the park. The full armor of God. It's something that you need to understand what it is, how many pieces there are, what each piece does, and how to get it. Jesus Christ came here and died for our sins. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care. The Freemasons wrote the Bible. I don't care. I have been alive long enough to look around and understand that some entity has a group of men, armies of them actually, that are undoing the entire earth. They're undoing creation. And they're corrupting, demoralizing, and dumbing down people for a reason. This entire thing, this new world order, when they finally flip the switch and it is active, they need a bunch of people because they could have just killed us off. There's plenty of ways for them to kill us off. No problem whatsoever at all. Instead, they keep doing these stupid little false flags, false flags, false flags. When I was a kid, it was Russia. When I was in my teens, it was the Muslims. And now it's domestic terrorists. Every time you turn around, somebody's walking into a place with a machine gun and They all use the exact same gun. And they all kill the people. The entire story is always a bunch of bullshit. All the witnesses are always crisis actors. There's a reason they're keeping some people around. But you need to be ready. You need to make sure you are ready. Because it's coming. They're almost done. That's all there is to it. This should make sense. I'm not exactly sure. I'm working on a longer video, but I'm not home right now. At any rate, Richie from Boston. Like, share, subscribe, or don't. I'm out.